Welcome back to Court TV Live. There is no court today because of the holiday, the Juneteenth holiday. But tomorrow, up in Manhattan, in the federal courthouse, Sean Diddy Combs will be back. And the government's case is very close to resting. We're going to be checking in with our senior producer, Emmanuel Grunberg, in just a minute. Prosecution is expected to rest their case at some point this week, and then it's time for the defense. And this is a, financed defense and a well-thought-out defense. We've already seen that through the cross-examination of the government's witnesses. But what are they going to do? Is it going to be associates of Sean Combs with different perspectives? You could bet on that. Will he take the stand? He'd probably bet against that. Let's bring in our guests, Josh Schiffer and Sonny Slaughter. This is a case that's a difficult one to prove from the federal government's standpoint. Not that Sean Combs is a weirdo that was doing some crazy stuff and assaulted on camera a woman at a hotel at the elevator banks. But that's not what he's charged with because of the statutes of limitations in California for the state charges. This is racketeering. It's the RICO. Josh, to you first. Where's the government's cases? You know, they are wrapping it up very soon here. Have they gotten over that hump, the major hump of reasonable doubt?
I think that if anybody was to ask a jury, hey, did Sean Combs run an interstate business involved with obtaining drugs and sex work and other illegal issues, moving them over state lines, and paid a bunch of people and built a whole organization? Is it fair to say he built that? I don't know a juror who could deny that. And yeah, there's going to be a pushback about selective prosecution and targeting Mr. Combs only because of these other issues that popped up, such as him being a super celebrity caught on video that he tried to squash, doing reprehensible acts or committing reprehensible acts of what appears to be domestic violence. There's all that. The Fed has done a good job. The way I view it, and I'm watching this trial closely, is the defense needs to upset the jury's comfort in what the federal government has proven.
Sonny, where do you stand on this case?
Oh, I'm 100 Homeland Security, and it's done. They absolutely proved their case a long time ago around the racketeering and the influence and the corruption and the organized crime. And it wasn't just the story of Cassie. It was the collaborative story and the collective stories of all of the individuals. Aside from all of the salacious details, what we know from the transportation standpoint and where the parties took place and what was happening and the victimization, we don't need to see the chains and all of the things that people seem to think that trafficking and exploitation and victimization look like. I think they did a really good job in explaining it. They had the guns, they had the access to the home, all of the digital profile, all of the individuals. I think they put together a neatly wrapped case. Now, what the defense has to do is call everyone not only a liar, but they have to say, well, you're really not victims. And this really didn't happen. Even though we have all of these details, this really didn't happen to you. And you enjoyed it. And they have to get people in their minds and hearts to believe not only did you enjoy it, but you stayed so long, which says you enjoyed it, not that you were encapsulated in this victimization. That doesn't exist. And I don't think they can do that.
Yes, it does exist. It definitely exists. I think if you are looking at this case with an unbiased lens, meaning that you have not been swayed by what has been said and what's been brought to trial, then you can absolutely say that, you can say on one hand that this was racketeering and that you were forced to do all these things, but not when we have tapes of you and text messages of you literally texting this man while you were in a relationship and engaged to your now husband. You were running back to the dude that you said was so abusive and he had put so much mistreatment on you and treated you like shit for the better part of 9 years to a decade. You ran back to this dude and you texting this dude behind your now husband's back. Why? Let me tell you something else. I listen to the Joe Budden podcast a lot. And on there, they have Melissa Ford, and they brought her in because they needed a female perspective, and they just needed a female voice to kind of, level out the level of testosterone in the room. And mission accomplished. Joe is brilliant in recognizing talent. He's brilliant in recognizing the pieces that need to be put into place in order to fit with the cast so that everything comes off without a hitch. While he's good in that, let me say that every time I hear Melissa Ford speak on a subject or a topic, especially anything revolving around this Cassie case, it's always come from a point of view of me, woe is me, I'm a victim, I did so bad, everybody, Diddy did me so wrong. While this bitch was running around, literally being involved in the freakouts from bringing people in and going out to bring other women in, to asking him and participating in it willingly and wantingly. How you texting this man on Christmas asking him, yo, can we get that freak off going? What's up? I need it, daddy. What? That don't sound like a victim to me. Then, once you had escaped your alleged victim, once you had escaped the predator, once you had escaped and gotten out from under him, what you do? You went right back? Huh? You went right back to the person that you said was your oppressor? If you ever watch the animal kingdom out in the wild and you see an animal get trapped up, y'all ever seen an animal get pinned down by a lion or a tiger or some other feline or some other predator, and then something happens? Maybe it's just in an instant something happens, and in that slip of the moment, the prey gets away. The prey gets away, takes off. That young gazelle kicks up her legs, and she out of there. She gone. Have y'all ever once seen that gazelle stop and then turn around and be like, maybe it wasn't so bad up under him. Maybe it wasn't so bad over there being caught in the lion's claws. Y'all ever seen a gazelle turn around and go back to the predator that was hunting them? Did this shit make any type of sense to y'all? Anyway, I just wanted to show that to give two people's perspectives on this case and how it's going to go, because I do believe that they are close to sentencing. And without a shadow of a doubt, P. Diddy is doing some time. I don't know how much time it's going to be. It could be as light as 5 years. I could see him doing anything from 7 to 10 years, honestly. And if that's the case, he's lucky to get away with that. I think that the prosecutors have proved their point in terms of him trafficking, bringing people in, and racketeering. But this case mostly has been about the salacious shit. It has not been about the trafficking, the racketeering. It hasn't been about that. It's been about, let's get into these text messages and let's talk about freak-offs. Because that's all it's been. But I do appreciate them delving deep into this, because now we have surfaced audio of Cassie, the person that everybody was claiming was a victim. Now we have audio of her actually threatening someone over the phone, telling them what she's going to do to them. You tell me, listen to this audio, and tell me if you hear a victim.
Yeah, you don't have to see it, but it's my life and I'll kill you. No, I will if you don't show me right now. I will you and I will hide you and I will cut you up and put you in the dirt right now. Pull it up. If you have it, pull that up. Because if not, I'm going to you and then he's going to you again. So just do it. Pull that up right now. You got that pull that up. I'm going to you. You don't understand. I don't give a I've never anybody in my life, but I will you because you're with me. You're with me in my life right now. If I saw a video of you doing anything that you didn't want people to see, I would show you the video so you could tell me what the happened. You're playing games with me, telling me you saw some now you're saying you didn't see some you're with me. I'm going to you up. I don't think you understand. And it's not going to be my hands, and it's not going to be blood on my hands. Someone else is going to do it. So you have to tell me right now, and I'm recording this whole shit. FYI, tell me what the you're talking about. Because this is not cool. We're not playing. I'm not playing with you, Sujit. Like, you saw some shit. Yes, you're my brother. Be my brother and tell me what you saw. You're going to be able to find it?
All right, let's give some context to the audio you just heard. Audio of Cassie threatening a male escort named Sujit who claimed that he saw a video of her participating in a freak-off, and this is the audio from those claims, okay? The audio was originally played in court last month on May 16th, and it is now public. If you recall, Cassie had previously taken the stand and admitted to doing it so because she didn't want the tape to get out. Admitted to threatening him, rather, because she didn't want the tape to get out. Yo, I don't see how anybody could look at this and see anything other than a volunteer at this point. I don't see how anybody can look at this and say that you are not a victim. You're a goddamn accomplice. You're not a victim. You were there when all of this was going on. You were texting this man, asking him for freak-offs while you were reportedly dating other men. You were with other men in full-on relationships, and yet you were running back to Diddy, asking him when is the next freak-off, doing secret meetups with this man, having secret brunches with him. The dude that you said oppressed him. I ain't saying Cassie ain't nothing happened to her. What I'm saying is she ain't innocent either. And let's be clear. Let's just get down to the brass tacks of this shit, all right? All this is a money play. I now believe that Cassie and her husband set this whole shit up from the get-go because she married a broke nigga, okay? She married a dude that ain't have no money. He ain't had the type of funds that Diddy had. He didn't have the type of power that Diddy had. He didn't have the type of leverage and pull that Diddy had. And once she found that out, and she found out what life without Diddy's payroll was going to be like, she was like, damn. I want this life with this dude, but this dude is broke and raggedy as hell. He a dusty ass nigga. What can we do? So her and her husband came together and they put this plan into place. She like, oh, I know a nigga that got money though. I got an idea how I can get money. Mind you, Cassie was supposed to be coming out with another project. I know, right? Who asked for a Cassie project? Cassie ain't been relevant in 15 years or more. And even then, she was only relevant because Diddy was the engine behind her, pushing her music out, pushing them singles out. But since then, she has not had another music career. She has not done anything else in music. You could talk about all the studio albums that she was supposed to come out with all you want to. Nobody was looking for that shit. I promise you. Nobody was looking for a Cassie project, and they still ain't. But she was in the process of working on a studio album until she got this harebrained scheme and was like, you know what? If I can get this money, I ain't got to do no album. I ain't got to do no tour. I ain't got to do nothing. So let's see what they set up the play. The play, I know a nigga that got some money. I know where to go get some money from. Let me go ahead and call up and let me see if I can threaten my way into a multi-million-dollar bag. And that's exactly what she did. Now, Puff, he saw it, but because he's an arrogant asshole, he took the bait. Said, no, I ain't doing nothing. I ain't giving you no money. And that's where he fucked up. You should have just paid her. Because you ended up paying her anyway. Which I don't understand. Because you paid her anyway. Y'all disclosed something behind the scenes. And now look at you. Anyway. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. I believe that this case is close to being over. And unfortunately, Puffy is going away for some time. But give me your thoughts. I'll holler at y'all later.